Hi, I'm Igor Sandman. I'm a pixel artist. I make a pixel art piece every day, mainly for Pixel Dailies on Twitter. Today the theme is Porco Rosso, this guy. So let's do it. Oh yeah, before I begin, I got a question from Nobita Nobi on YouTube. He was asking, or she was asking, how I set up Photoshop for pixel art. There's not much to it, really. The main thing is, I think by default, Photoshop will have, when you zoom in close like this, Photoshop will display a grid for the pixels. You can remove it from View, Show, and it's here, Pixel Grid. You see this? You probably want to remove that because it's hard to focus. Other than that, my brush is a standard round brush with no options whatsoever. It's a 1 pixel brush, full opacity, and it's a hard brush. The hardness here doesn't matter because it's a 1 pixel hard brush. Other than that, my canvas, I usually work in 140 by 40. Also, I made this the scaling filter. I removed the scaling filter. I made it as near as neighbor by default, so it's always like this. So I can scale up my canvas without having it filtered. And that's about it. A few things that I made also for animation. It's Photoshop is not very good for animation, so I had to tweak it a lot. What I did really quickly is I mapped the keys from F1 to F6 to actions. Well, not really action. Some of them are, but others are just regular events in Photoshop. F1 to create a new frame. I set the option here to create a new layer for each new frame. That's why I created a layer here. What else? F2 and F3, I use them to go forward and back to browse through my frames, forward or backward. F4, I won't talk about it now because it's confusing. At F5, it's a series of actions that I created. You can create actions. I don't know if you're familiar with this. You can create a new action, then hit record. And everything that you will do after hitting record will be recorded as one event. And you will have a series of events that you can then reproduce just by hitting a button, or in this instance I bound it to F5, so I hit F5 and so Photoshop will do all of these actions. And the result in this instance is it's going to create a new frame that is a copy of the selected frame, if that makes any sense. So if I select this frame, I'll create something on it to show you. Alright, I have a dot here on frame 2. And if I hit F5, I will have frame 3 here and the layer, the corresponding layer. And on this layer now I have the same dot, it's a copy. So I can paint on this, like this, then hit F5, it creates another one, I can paint again, and so on. And then if I browse through my frames, you can see it's animated. It's kind of convenient. And the last one, F6, the reason why I didn't talk about F4 is because it's the same kind of actions that F5 is doing, except it's not creating a new frame. It's just duplicating the layer and adding it on top of this layer and turning the current layer off. So I don't use it very often, but sometimes I do. F6, I don't use it really for animation. I mostly use it to break down my mockups. What F6 is doing for me is it's copying the selected layer, creating a new document, and pasting the selected content on it. Which means if I'm working on a tile sheet, for instance, I've got all my tiles on one Photoshop document, but each on their separate layer. If I select the layer and hit F6, it will create like a 16 by 16 new document and paste the tile on it. So it's easy to use. I use it mostly for either tile sheets or mockups. When I've got a mockup that's representing the games that I want to make, every element is on a layer, so I can just export them, if you will, by selecting the layer and hitting F6. Anyways, let's get down to business. Porco Rosso. I have to admit it's not my favorite. It's my, I believe it's my least favorite Ghibli film. I haven't seen all of them, but I haven't watched all of them. I'm not a big fan of Porco Rosso, but it's a fun character, so it's gonna be fun anyway. I would like to try and work on the face straight away because the rest is pretty simple, right? It's just shapes. The only thing I will have to worry about here when I will work on this part of the body will be the volume. There's not much design, just I will have to design the scarf and the belt, and the rest is nothing special. So I will spend a bit of time on the face to be sure make sure I have something that works. Actually, before I shade, I will try and get the features correct. I want to try something with this. I'm trying to figure out what I should do for the nose. Maybe something like this, then light it like that. There's also the mustache, but I don't know if I should. I think I should go for a more obvious mustache like this, but I'm not sure. In the original design, it's more like so, or maybe like so, but it's not really working as pixel art piece. So I will probably just do this. It's already kind of recognizable, right? I'll try and put the features higher up, see if it works better. Like this. Yeah, it's probably better. Excuse me. Alright. So what next? We'll work on the kind of helmet or however you want to call it. Yeah, it's working. Alright, so I will... No, it was better before. I will worry about the glasses because they are not easy. The goggles. Let's see. I will try and represent the glass here, the material, with blue, as if the sky was reflecting on it. And try to get something that works with this, something like this. Otherwise, it won't read as, it might not read. I could do this because it's darker, you know, that's what they did on the original design. They made it darker, but it's not really readable. Whereas if I do this, you can already tell what it is, right? You can guess at least. I will try with this. Yeah, I guess it's working. Yeah, it's readable actually, it's nice. Is it better like this? No. I should probably leave it like this, right? Yeah, it's nice. It's working great. I will light this earpiece and probably this. Yeah, I like it. All right, and I don't think I should actually light up the skin because there's so many stuff going on. If I put some light here, I will dilute the impact of the nose, so I shouldn't. around here maybe to make it more like to emphasize the cheek, or maybe here. Yeah, that works. And this is putting emphasis on the it's creating contrast, but I'm not sure I should do that because it's supposed to cast some kind of shadow. So I should probably stick to this. What if I do this? No. Well, it works like this. Let's keep it like this. And maybe create some shadow here. All right, I like the face. I'm spending a lot of time on the face, right? Should probably move on to the rest to be sure that I can have it, make it work. And I should do what I say, so I should do it. I will create the scarf. Nice, I like it. All right. Now I will use another layer to create the torso, because I would like to create an interesting round shape. Something like this maybe. I will use this color. It's working, but let's try this. No. Yeah, I like this. I'm afraid I'm going to lose the definition of the scarf. I don't know what to do. Maybe use a shadow here. It's the same color as the skin tone, so it's dangerous to do this. I will light the body. Oh, maybe I should work on the legs to be sure it's okay. Oh, I wanted to create a. What should I do? At first, the first idea I had in mind was to make him run, but I'm not sure I should. It's probably more interesting if I just give him a pose like he's posing for a photograph or something, a bit like on the original design. Trying a pose, but not sure it works. Nah, let's try something else. Could always do this, right? I knew from the start that the legs would be a problem. It's not easy. And I would like to make the legs rather chubby. I could go for very thin legs. That would make... One second. Because I want to keep this because it could work, but I want to show you something else first. I could go for very skinny legs to emphasize the round shape of the torso, right? I could try actually like this. You know what I mean? Very stylized. Actually, I think I prefer this to this, right? It's stronger in terms of design. The impact is strong. Alright, he looks like he's naked for now, so I should probably paint some clothes on. What else? Oh, alright, so the boots are going to be black, and I will use the blue, the saturated blue to represent the light. Nah, I will keep it black. Alright. What next? I don't want to work on the arms for now. I probably should, but I want to get the colors working here, because right now it's not really working for me. Here I'm losing the scarf, so I need to be careful with that. I kind of like it, but I think I should use the shadow to push the body forward. I should probably work a little bit on the back and make it less round, make more something like this, you know what I mean? But then I'm losing the balance, so I need to work on the legs again. I'll come back to that later. I will work on the belt. Oh, I should try and get the belt to define the volume. Like this? Nah. I will do what they are doing here, which is using the cloth to hide the belt in some places. Or maybe, oh, you know what? I should probably do this. Yeah, that's what I need. I'll come back to this place, to this area later, so I won't worry too much about it. The belt is a nice opportunity to create interest in this design. The design is very simple, right? So I need to find ways to make it more appealing. Like this, and then I want to add the buckle, and maybe should I add these details or not? I'm not sure. It's breaking the shape, it's breaking up the shape, so I will keep it like this. It's probably better. Alright, so the buckle. Should I make it very light or very dark? Yeah, I guess it's working. I'm afraid he's gonna look like he's naked because of the color choice I've made. I'm worried about that more and more. I should light up this, use more of this color, and keep this pink, keep it for just some areas, like down here. Should probably do this. I'm not sure. I will push it here. And it's probably time to worry about the arms and the shape of the torso. Also, I'm not sure I should push the blue color for the scarf because it's a bit, it's not working very well with the color I chose for this. And you know what? I'm thinking maybe to make it work, maybe I should forget about this pink color and solve all my problems with by switching this to a yellow color. This is kind of yellow, but I want to try something really yellow and see what it does to my design. I will worry about the belt later. Now I want to see how this works. It's probably much better, right? I will get rid of the belt for the belt buckle for now. And what if I use this one? What if I use this? Or this? Nah. I would keep this for now. Let's work on the arms. Nice thing about pixel art, it's easy to change your colors. You can change everything very quickly. It's harder with standard illustration. Alright, what do I want to do with the arms? I would like to try something like, let's see. I need to take the pose. I will look at my own face on the webcam, on the face cam, and see if he's holding his hand here. The thumb is in the back. So if I do this, I can probably get away with something like this. I think it's reading. Yeah, it is. It's good that I'm recording, so I can use my own face as reference. I don't need to run to the mirror to check it out. Alright, so that is his hand sitting on the goggles. Alright, so now I need to make sure the arm is working for me. The shoulder is too high. This is working. So I need to add light now so I can define the shapes. So if I use this arm, so this is not easy to light because everything is supposed to be in the shadow. So I guess I should try and cheat a little bit. You see, this is making it look like it's bent backwards like this, so it's not working. It should be in shadow, so I guess I should just leave it how it was. So like this, or maybe like this. So this part is the top right here. This is in the shadow, and I should add a darker shadow for the biceps. I think it would work if I do that. So I will use this. Is it working? I'm not even sure that's what I should do, you know? This is kind of working. It's not correct, but I don't care if it's correct or not, as long as I can read the shape. That's the way I do things. I cannot really recommend you do that, but that's what I do. I don't care if it's correct as long as it's working. It's supposed to be darker here, right? But it's kind of readable if I do this. All right. I would like to make sure the ends is reading better. Yeah, I like that. Now one thing bugs me is the way it looks round, and it's not supposed to be round. It's supposed to be an angle that's quite strong, right? So I will try and get something like this. It's not working. What can I do? Maybe I should make it look a bit more like it's, instead of doing this. Let's see. If I just bring everything on top of the head. It might not work, but I'll try. Yeah, I think it's working better. And I bet I can even do this now. I like it. All right. Oh, I just noticed something. These two colors are now matching, which is ugly. We cannot read the glasses are not readable, the goggles. So I should do this maybe. Yeah, that can work. All right. I'm not sure what to do with the belt. Maybe. Oh yeah, I just did. Why did I think about it earlier? I was struggling with this, and all I had to do was just get rid of it, and now it's working much better. I'm not entirely sure about the legs for now. I'm not very happy with it. Is it balanced? I don't think it is. Maybe I should just try something like flipping this. It's not very pretty. Maybe push it further back. It's probably more balanced like this. We'll try and get rid of the blue. The gray. Light brown maybe. Maybe even a darker one. I think this is the one I prefer. It's not very contrasty, right? But there's not much I can do except maybe increase the shadow contrast. Yeah, it's working. Trying to give him an attitude. An attitude. I didn't do that on purpose, but that's kind of an attitude, right? I don't know if you can read the same thing as I'm reading right now. Or maybe similar to what we are having on this picture. It works very well with the character to have his hand on the belly. It's in character. It's coming back. Yeah. Kind of like it. I will add the shadow before I forget. I think yesterday I forgot to add a shadow. It wasn't very important, but still. Right. I will try something. What if I do this? It's much better, right? Yeah. It's better. So no belt buckle, unless I can find a better color for everything. I think I will keep it like this, and I might bring this part further to the left. Yeah. Alright, so I will try a few things with this color. I'm still not sure what I should do. I think this is better. It's more contrasty and it looks less saturated. It's probably less saturated, so I will change this yellow like so. Oops. I will try something very different. You know, I'm not happy with one part of this picture, and that's the leg. Okay, when that happens, and especially if it happens late into your painting, it's the more you wait to change something, and the harder it is to commit to the change, and you might end up being scared of making any change. So what I do when that happens is I create a duplicate of my picture and I butcher it. I don't worry, because if it's not working, I try to be very bold with my changes, as bold as possible, because I know I've got a copy underneath. So I will completely erase this part and try something completely different. Something like this. There you go. I'm always scared of my changes. Well, often, not always, but often. And I think it was working better like this, right? Just in the shadow. I might try something like this. What do you think? I believe I'm retaining the expressivity of the shape, but I don't know. Yeah, why not? I've been asked several times why I don't use why I zoom in and out all the time instead of using a duplicate of my picture on a zoomed out state, and I have no answer. I'm just used to working like this, and I don't know, there's something more tactile to using the same picture and zooming out. It feels like I'm moving a piece of paper and working with it, you know what I mean? I like it. I like the feel of doing this, zooming in, zooming out. I hope it's not making you seasick. Nah. Well, I like the character. I want to try and get this shape to read a little bit differently. Probably better. There's something not completely right with the way I made the shadow. Well, the light. I will get rid of my previous copy and make a new one. And try something with this. Make it read better. This new one is probably better, but it can be improved, I think. I don't know. Yeah, it's much better. Still not 100% sure it's what I want, but it's still working, so shouldn't worry too much about it. I want to try and get that blue working also. It is the lightest blue that I have. And I don't want to create a new color just for this. It's probably still better like this, right? All right. I will try one last thing. First, I erase this. I want to try and push this leg further to the left. Make it look a little bit more heroic. I think it worked better before, right? Yeah. Kind of like it like this. Oh, I'm on my background. One last touch. And I think we are good to go. Maybe try and get this further to the left. I'm coming back to what I changed this earlier. I selected the torso and moved it, but pushing the hips forward brings the impression of heroism and strength. You know, it's more like, because pushing the hips forward has the effect of pushing the shoulders backward. It makes the character look stronger. That's why I tried that earlier. And this leg's pushing back is also bringing strength to the pose. So I think that's better like this. All right. I think I should leave it like this. Don't know what you think. Maybe the arm, something like this. Yeah, probably. All right, well guys, I'll see you again tomorrow. If you have more questions, as usual, you can ask them in the comments or come to Twitter or Facebook or whatever you use. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.